All right, and we live. What's going on, everybody? I'm going to go ahead and start the stream off in 5 minutes. Sorry I'm late. First things first, I brought some memes and the thing I was working on, which is a nice little waiting screen. So have some fun, enjoy. There's not a ton here. Just trying out something new. And I will be back in 5. Stop. It's actually 5. It's going to be actually 5 minutes. I have everything ready. Okay. Okay. Come on. Just let me do the thing. All right, y'all ready to go? You ready to do this? Banana. Let me pick the right screen. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to VKH Live. I'm your host, Jeff DeWitt. How y'all doing? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This was much unexpected. Let me turn my gain down a bit on my volume. How do I sound, chat? Am I too loud? Let's check the control room. Yeah. Okay, awesome. What y'all up to? There's that ranty boy. What are y'all talking about in the chat? I asked for this. Of course I asked for the memes. I asked for a flood of memes. I loved what you guys were doing, so I had to show off some of them. So we're going to have that as our waiting screen for now. I'm going to be overhauling some of this stuff periodically, probably mixing and matching stuff till I find something I like. Or like enough. Well, basically, I don't stream anything I don't like, but like if I don't fall in love with it, you know, it's gonna be gone. You know, I'm a fickle guy like that. So yeah, we're here to talk DELUHI tonight. Really exciting news that just came out. Shout out to Ducky in our Discord server who kind of brought it to my attention. In this case, a little bird, I guess, literally told me about this. I probably would have found it, you know, much later, but everything was in Japanese at the time, so thanks for the tip, guys. Any tips, anything you guys want us to report about, you can, we do have a tips channel, actually, by the way, in our Discord. By the way, if you haven't joined our Discord, you should definitely do that. It's a Discord for Visual K and J-Rock fans to kind of congregate around common bands that they like, meet friends, and you know, we would the end goal is that we want to get enough of you guys around any one band that you guys go off and start your own fan groups and grow the community. That's all what we're all about here. VKH Press, starting communities, connecting people, reaching out, having fun. There are way more people out there that are super excited about J-Rock and Visual K than you probably think, and that's definitely like what we found out, and so we want to help you guys connect to all of them. By the way, if you have no idea what this is VKH Live. This is a live stream series put on by VKH Press. We are a Visual K and J-Rock press site. We do these shows every Saturday at 8 p.m. and we have a lot of bonus streams planned for this month as well. So you're going to want to follow us on Twitter, check out our website, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, to get updates about those. But every Saturday at 8 p.m., that's what we do. So shout out to all the regulars that are here in the chat, all the wrench wenches. I do apologize for being late. The ghosts are still in my body. I'm going out of town actually for some doctor's appointments from like tomorrow to Thursday. So very confident I'm going to be getting some things set straight, and I'm going to be back at 120% after that. May do a couple streams out of town, so I'm out of town, so you may get some with the camera off, or just camera on, but in a very, very familiar place for those of you that have been watching for a very long time. Maybe the background may look familiar. We'll see. Anyways, if you like what we do here, if you like this stream tonight, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you really like it and you want to leave us a tip, you can tip us on through our Streamlabs link in the description. You get to leave a message that I have to read out. Also, there's a nice little GIF. It shows up. It looks like this. Hopefully it goes through. Yep. It's not big enough, though. That's no good. But we can fix that. Can I make this boy just a little bit bigger? Yeah, just like that. Like a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think so. Fuck it. We're doing it live. We're fixing the GIFs live. The GIF is like the more important part of this, not the money, by the way. That's it's literally like half the reason I keep this up here. So you can also support us on Patreon. You can support us by sharing the video. You can support us by interacting with us in chat. Dear God, it's all going wrong. That's okay. I can handle this. I can handle anything at this point. The ghosts have been in the stream for months. The ghosts are in my body now. I am just one with the ghosts. I have accepted the ghosts. And I've become much more self-aware, I would say, about the absolute state of like the average live stream on YouTube. I don't feel nearly as bad now that I see all my other favorite YouTubers switching over to the software I use from Hangouts. And God, compared to me, they are just like bombing so bad. So, so I don't feel bad anymore. All right, fuck it. It's going to be a little bit out of the window tonight. So, always a work in progress here at VKH Live. Anywho's. Maybe tip when the presentation gets better. I don't know. All right, cool. I am the ghost. Yes, I am. I am that white. Absolutely. At 8 p.m. more or less, unless Jeff needs to take his golden wrench to the ghosts. Yes, there's ghosts. Sometimes we have a tin can internet connection stream, and duct tape is required to support it. Oh, God. Okay. Enough vamping, enough chilling, enough YouTube host, stream host stuff. Jeff the friendly ghost. I can deal with that. I can live with that. Immortal vampire friendly ghost is just something undead so that you guys don't think I'm gonna die, because this will not kill me. Nothing. You guys can't get rid of me. You're stuck with me. I'm sorry. I will not die. I will not be killed. Yeah, so we're going to talk about DELUHI. So some really exciting announcements came out this week. DELUHI is reformed for their 10th anniversary. And had all kinds of other crazy announcements. Before we get into that, though, some of you, how many people in chat know who DELUHI is, or have listened to DELUHI or anything like that? Like, because there's some old listeners watch this, or there's people who watch our show that have been listening to VK since before I was, and there have been people that watch the show that are pretty new. So let me know in the chat, YouTube chat. Discord's off the screen, by the way. Until I, find a better solution. The one that I was using has the screen flicker. You can even see it now on mine. I'm exercising these ghosts and being proactive. I'm done with this shit. I'm taking the bat to this technology one by one. So Discord got the bat until I can get its shit together. I'm stuck with you, huh? Oh, okay. I see. That's fine. Oh, because you're the duct tape, I see. Yes. You guys are the duct tape to my heart. There's my little, you guys are the duct tape holding my broken heart together. Let's see. They were on my list to check out. I know them, but somehow never got around to them. Probably listened to a track or two at some point. We send duct tape energy to Jeff like Goku and the Spirit Bomb. Yes, like send the power of Texas. It's the tech bomb. Oh God. Yeah, man. So this is okay, interesting. So we got a mix, I'm guessing. Any DELUHI fans that come across this in the future, maybe the stream percolates out to you guys afterwards. First of all, welcome, but humor me for a second while I kind of give a background on this. Yeah, so we should talk about who DELUHI is, because DELUHI is a really fucking important band, actually. let's grab a nice little picture, a nice little article. This is our website, VKH Press, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Very old articles on here. So DELUHI is coming back for their 10-year anniversary, which I guess is occurring in 2019. So I guess they formed in 2009. I'm not entirely sure. God, it seems like it was so much more than that, though. They were around for much more than that, I feel like. I'm trying to do the math on that. Yeah, so this is DELUHI. DELUHI is a very important band. They are the kind of the most successful band of, I think the most prominent members would be Leda, who is the guitarist, and Jury, who's the vocalist on your right. Leda, I believe, is to his left. The other two, they're still around and everything like that, but everyone remembers the front man, and then Leda's been in multiple projects. We'll get into that in a second. But this is a special band because they really blew up. As far as I remember, I listened to them casually when they started, and they used a lot of, I don't know, what would you call it? Let's see what Wikipedia says, to be honest, because at this point they've been gone for so long. The public consciousness of the internet has probably distilled the more redundant description of DELUHI down to, okay, yeah, that's what I was basically going to say, is into the description of their music, into their article. We're looking at, so basically they did some alternative metal, some metalcore, and progressive metal. You could say a little bit of power metal in there. Basically, the deal is that Leda is a fucking shredder. Okay, this dude plays in the baby metal band, or has played in the baby metal band. He is well known in the industry. He's a household name on his own at this point. So you had this band that had this, really powerful sound, like really badass metal sound. The guitarists could just knock out these crazy, guitar solos and licks like they were nothing. It was epic. But at the same time, they had kind of like a Gazette style of ability to make really anthemic songs and kind of play around with a bunch of different styles of songs, while keeping their core sound, because it was undeniably, you could tell what the core sound was. It was very much I would say you could probably argue that bands like Mejibre, with especially their guitarists, probably drew inspiration. Leda definitely rocked a flying V. They had the star power of a band like Vivid. They had the flexibility of a band like the Gazette. They were going to be a big deal. This was going to be a really big deal. So when they disbanded, anybody who was following them at the time, as far as I'm concerned, especially if you were in media at the time, these guys were going to be a Gazette level of this was another Versailles, to a certain degree. This was Versailles before Versailles actually disbanded, I believe. It was that kind of a band where it's you could tell there's something special. There was mad talent. They knew how to make good music. They knew how to make catchy music. They knew how to succeed. And they were on the up and up. And unfortunately, they ended up disbanding. It was like when the Versailles announced they were on hiatus, except imagine Versailles announced that they were disbanding. I don't think it's an over-exaggeration to compare them to Versailles. I think Versailles is the next level of they blew up and then they went away and people were fuck. But DELUHI was on that trajectory. So this is a huge deal, with that context in mind. So if you see this post blowing up, if you see people talking about this, if you see this getting a lot of traction, that's why. Is that DELUHI was a damn good band that made objectively solid music. Like instrumentally, it was like without question, like phenomenal. I'm just speaking as like a casual listener. Like I casually listened to DELUHI back in the day, like how people casually listen to the Gazette or Duran Gray now. Like, you don't have to be a hardcore fan of like the Gazette or Duran Gray or Alice 9 more when they were Alice 9 at PSC before they became A9. You don't really have to be like a hardcore fan of them to just like love the music that they put out. It's like that. Or like Miyavi. Even like, you know, like it was literally that kind of a band. And that like anybody could get into. Anybody could be like, oh, I get the elevator pitch for this. I don't need a 60-second elevator pitch. I got a 5-second elevator pitch. 5 seconds of latest shredding. 4 seconds of latest shredding, 1 second of that catchy chorus. You knew. Like, you knew what this band was about. You knew they were solid. So, this is a huge deal. So if you're a DELUHI fan, I'm sure you're over the moon about this. And I'm happy for you. And I'm happy for me because, you know, I'm glad to see these guys get back on the radar. A little bit of background on what the members have been up to since then, because the members didn't just go away. So you had... let's see what we talked about. So Lade has been in multiple bands so far. He had a band called Undivide. That I believe made some just like technically impressive music. Unfortunately, it didn't seem to go anywhere too much. They ultimately ended up disbanding or going on indefinite hiatus. Man, we've gotten more detailed since back in 2010, 2012 with our articles. I would not approve that. Anyway, yeah, Undivide will cease activities. You see that didn't last too long. Leda himself as a musician, though, like I said, you know, definitely on the up and up in terms of, you know, releases a good. The fact we went out of our way back in the day. These are old articles, so humor me a little bit. This may have been back when we were just a blog status as opposed to an official press website. We transitioned about 5 years ago, so. But like Leda obviously is blown up into a household name just on his own. You know, I've seen him doing a lot of industry videos with him like demoing guitars with like crazy solos, and then of course it got to the point where he does play in the comedy band from time to time on you know for baby metal. Genevieve says. They were great. Taking chance in the pre-sale ticket. Yeah, from what I understand, there's a pre-sale lottery going on for the tickets on their website. If you're living in Japan, you're like serious about seeing them. We'll get into that in a second. Hybrid Truth and The Farthest are awesome. Still listen to them actually. Yeah, same. I actually listen to. I at least now what I listen to is Frontier and Departure. And we'll get into some of the stuff like that I kind of enjoyed about them personally, but we'll talk about some of the what's great about DELUHI and stuff. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so one band that I did want to point out that let me pull this off screen so you guys don't have to just see me doing work here. Leda had also since gone and started Far East Design. I will show you their YouTube channel so you can check them out. Let's grab this. Let's go over here. So this is a currently active band still, as far as I know. Maybe I can play like just a tiny bit of this so you can kind of get a vibe for where they're at, who they are, where they're at. So they're a bit of a djentcore kind of band. So they've been experimenting with djent and like kind of I've heard the meme Animals as Leda has kind of gone around. They've been compared to like the prog metal band Animals as Leaders, which is a very famous band. This band definitely has its fans. I've been following them because of Leda. They haven't taken off as much as I'd have hoped, and their music hasn't quite improved as much as I had hoped. I would say like their initial teaser EP, Design Eyes, that they put out actually gave me a lot of hope because there was like a lot of energy behind it. But some of the newer stuff, like, the first album was a bit of a letdown to certain degrees. Maybe there's unfairly high hopes against Leda because of his skills as a guitarist, but it was faltering in terms of like the spirit. That's the thing that DELUHI had that was so hard to recreate, is that they had that it factor. Then they had, their songs had a certain spirit to them. I did not like this song, Beyond These Walls, at all. I thought that was kind of like a bit weak. We talk about jaywalk. If I had the Discord up, I would ask you guys to spam the jaywalk emoji that I have, which is Visual K bands trying to make J-rock choruses unnecessarily, basically like anime opener choruses, or like knockoff Lunacy sound-alike choruses, that kind of a thing. That's kind of what this was, and they had been really experimenting with stuff that I found cool. Like I liked Inhale, for example. So I'll have to check back and see what Altered Design was about, because I believe that was their next project, or their next release. Hopefully it improved, but wasn't quite DELUHI. People are kind of asking for DELUHI. Is kind of, I think, the problem, and Leda's out there kind of just doing Leda and experimenting and trying and seeing what sticks. I can imagine it's a difficult problem to have. You're haunted by it, like this band that you were in. Additionally, Jury and I believe the bassist Aggie, from the ex-bassist from Aggie, the ex-bassist from DELUHI. They started a band called Breakin' Holiday. Breakin' Holiday's just announced their second single, actually. This is a lot easier of a band to get into than Far East Design, potentially, because it's a little less experimental and a bit more to the point with like the metalcore and like the melodic metal and metalcore and stuff like that. At least from what I heard on Lilith, which was their debut single. He actually, I literally just saw the tweet today that they have confirmed a second single, so we'll have an article up about that shortly. But so they've been around, they've been doing stuff. Things are kind of working out, like I like Far East Design isn't gonna exactly go away, I don't think. And Breakin' Holiday certainly has potential, but this is a big deal. This is like really cool. Now they're only coming back for their 10th anniversary live. I'll get into this in a second, but there is something I want to talk to, like, anyone who is either a DELUHI fan and wants them to stick around, or anybody who listens to this band is like, man, I wish they would stick around and not just come back. So I'm going to talk about that in like the second part of this stream, so make sure you stick around for that. I'm going to wrap up this little summary. I'm going to summarize this article, kind of go through this article with you guys, then talk about, maybe take a quick break, ask you guys what your favorite no, you know what? We'll go straight into it after that. And there's some things that we've talked about on past streams that maybe some people have seen, maybe some people haven't, that I want to like impart to people that want to see more of this band now that they've just got this golden opportunity of seeing this band live at least one more time. I'm gonna go into more of like some stuff that we've talked about with promoters in the past. Summarize a little bit, give you some other streams to check out where people that are much more knowledgeable about this than me can get into it, and then maybe that helps you out. After that, we'll kind of go into like talking about like what everybody's favorite music is from DELUHI. Just good news all around. Anyways, so we're doing a live stream discussing this news. This is the live stream. So yeah, so basically, the live, they're calling it limited revival. This is the one time they're coming back, as far as they're saying, for now. It was a hard disbandment. Like, it wasn't like we went on hiatus and we're going to be back or whatever. It was a dissolution, anyway, the live's going to be called The Zing of DELUHISM. It's going to happen at Akasaka Blitz on April 12th. If you are interested in going, I did link it, the OHP here. They're getting back to us with details about more specifics for, that was for the album that I'm going to talk about in a second, but, just check their website. We'll be updating with any major announcements and things like that. Brave Man Records is handles all of their, basically functions as their official homepage, OHP, and so that's the website you want to check for all their latest news. In case you're one of the more dedicated fans that is going to want to be refreshing a website, checking to see what the updates are. But anyways, they're going to be 5,000 yen for standing seats, and then on the second floor there's designated seating. Again, it's at Akasaka Blitz on April 12th. I didn't include this in here, but from what I understand from reading what I was reading, there is a pre-order lottery system where I believe you buy a ticket, a lottery ticket, to see if you win a seat. I think they're expecting to sell out, so you may want to check that out. I can get back to you with more information if there's enough interest, like if there's enough people watching from overseas, like living in Japan, and they want like really constant coverage of that. We usually kind of cover for an international audience, so sometimes we don't get to get to those details as we try to get the news out. But let me know in the chat. Let me know on social media. My Twitter handle is @theonlyrealjeff, and then we're also on Twitter at VKH_official. So that's the general gist of like the performance, which is like a big deal. Akasaka Blitz, obviously, it's no small potatoes. Very kind of appropriate venue, I think, for a band like DELUHI. Releasing a new best of album. That was the other big announcement. So this is the latest and greatest best of album. It's called DELUHISM X. As you can see here, all of the tracks on here, these are some of like DELUHI's greatest hits. They are all being remastered. Basically, from what I understand, from the press release that they put out, they are remastering the quality, but leaving the original sound intact. Was sort of how that was put across in the press release. I guess with the exception of these two here, they did previous remixes of them in 2009. These last two, but the big highlight is this unreleased song right here. So track 13 is going to be an unreleased track. It was never before put out. This track was apparently being worked on in all the way up until like August of, I guess, 2011, when they announced they were disbanding, or it was being attempted to be worked on, or it was attempted to be being put out before they disbanded. Basically, it was something that was in production behind the scenes, but then the announcement came and then they disbanded it and never got put out. So that is so that's a big deal. As you can see, they didn't even like go for like some of the hits, like the commercial hits. Like I would put Departure as a bit more of a commercial song, even though it's one of my more favorites, or Frontier. They went for like old school stuff. Like this is like from Yggdra Live, which was like a older EP. Wake Up, No Salvation, Freedom, Ivory and Irony. hybrid truth. Again, the more hardcore fans in the chat can kind of tell me what kind of a vibe they pick up from this track list. But for me, it was like, oh man, this is like for the fans, man. Like, so yeah. Yeah, great stuff. 3,000 yen. They're going to provide more information in the future about distribution. So I don't have any news about if it's going to hit CD Japan yet, or even where it's getting distributed in Japan. It's going through Disc Garage, I believe, is who the distributor was. Well, don't quote me on that. Basically, details provided in the future. So we'll keep you posted on all that. But this was a big deal. This is a really big deal. I don't think anybody saw this coming. God knows I thought October was going to be a sleepy news month, and God knows that is not the case. The amount of high-profile news articles that we've got lined up just to even catch up on, or stuff that's popping up even this last week. Yeah, October's turned out to be great. So making me revise my stream schedule a little bit, but that's fine. It's adding more content. It's not taking away content, so that's okay. So yeah, so that's the gist of it. Let me see what people in chat are saying. Let me navigate to. I want a bigger screen. I want a nice big screen where I can see the chat all nice and big. Let's see. Yeah, by the way, guys, I am working on a stream schedule for the rest of October. It's going to be like a Halloween schedule at this point, obviously. My illnesses that have kind of lasted the last week and a half or so kind of really screwed me there. But it's turning to work out in my favor because a lot of stuff was floating up in the air, a little uncertain anyway. Things that I have planned. So it gives that more time to resolve, and because I want as many of them locked down and put in a schedule somewhere so that people can see it, since it's going to be a lot of streams, beyond just being follow us and check social media for the bonus streams. But we'll see. So there's going to be some bonus surprise streams most likely on top of this. But I'm working through it the next few days, so we'll have some out shortly. But no small potatoes, what a fabulous descriptor. Yeah, you never heard of that? That must be a regional thing. It must be a Midwest thing. I think I picked it up from, I don't know. My dad's from Minnesota, but he lived in Florida. But we have a lot of Midwesterners that moved down to south, anywhere south of Central Florida, pretty much. I'm a Far East Zane fan, says Ann Miyashia. Well, welcome. Thanks for checking it out. Departure's the last music video, and they try to say goodbye and return in 5 years. Oh, okay, interesting. Late as a young master in guitar. I like that, young master. Young master would be my my rap name, Young Master. Let's see. Listen to Disgrace by Far East Design. Okay, I'll check that out. I have actually my recreational Safari window. I think I'll just kind of paste that in there for later. Don't quote me on that, Jeff 2018. Yep. Just yeah, basically, don't quote me on that. He says as he on the live stream that will be immortalized on YouTube, on the internet forever. But yeah. Will they come back? Will they just come back for one night? Yes. Yes, that's what they've said. I'm skeptical. I'll get into that in a second, though. I think they just say hello 10th anniversary and a gift is the one new song. Let's see. I can say this does not reach over to Ohio because I have never heard that either. Well, God, I don't know where it's decent. It's decently. No, it's massive potatoes, gargantuan potatoes. Okay, so the part I wanted to get into next was kind of more addressed to DELUHI fans or anyone that like checks out DELUHI and is like, oh man, I really hope, I really wish this band wasn't around for a night. Here's the thing, and everything from this point on, this is pure speculation. I don't know anything behind the scenes or anything like that, but I do know I do know how some of these bands work. We are a press site. We do kind of get to see like industry trends and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a big deal. Their 10th anniversary and all that. So obviously, they're coming back to celebrate that as a gesture to the fans, which is nice. But it's been so long that they didn't necessarily have to do that, I don't think. But I think they're a big enough band that they should, and they did. So that's cool. Also, the fact that the members are, you've got multiple members in 2 new bands that are trying to get their material out there. Jury and Aggie's band, Broken Holiday, like they timed it literally with like it was like the day of or the day after the DELUHI announcement came out. They like Jury tweeted out that like his or at least he retweeted, like I follow him, that Breaking Holiday was was coming out with a new album or with a new single, so like it's going to be a good boost for their current projects. But things like this, when you do them, one thing you're at least doing, if it's not the primary purpose, like the low-key primary purpose, it's definitely a secondary purpose. It's to test the waters to see to see if there's still interest in the band. Okay. And one way or another, regardless of what they've said in the past about like if they plan on getting back together, or like there's no way we're getting back together, I'm not sure what they've said, but you want to know, like when you have a project like this, you want to know. When you have like a 10th, or you've been in a project like this, you'd want to know. It's been a long time. Do people care? Like we had Lolita 23Q. They went away for a while, and then they came back, and then they ended up disbanding because it seemed like there just wasn't enough of a huge interest in their reformation, so to speak. There had been a long period of time between Lolita 23Q going on hiatus. I think it was indefinite hiatus, and then when they got back together. And there were probably other significant factors that played into that. But as an example, it is possible for a band that's like was rather well liked and beloved to go away for a while and then fall out of people's memory and minds and consciousness and get back together. Now, I personally don't think DELUHI's one of these bands. And I don't think the members of DELUHI think that they're one of those bands. Or they at least have a hunch maybe they're not. So why am I bringing all this up? Because we've had multiple promoters on this stream. We've had streams where we've talked about how to get Visual K bands to to come over and perform in your area, how to let Visual K fans know that they have fans internationally. And I'll show you where those streams are in just a second, so you can check those out if that's news to you. But the one message more than ever is that in the age of the internet, especially like in the 2010s, the artists and their management, they're listening. They are looking at their metrics, they're looking at their sales, they're looking at like their interactions on Twitter, on YouTube, they're looking at like their view counts on YouTube, they're looking at their downloads. They're making their music more available. Like if it's on Spotify, music on Spotify, they're tracking their artist metrics on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music. They're paying attention. So the number one way, if you guys, and I'm not giving a guarantee, obviously. I don't speak for DELUHI. I don't know what's going on with DELUHI beyond the news that they put out. If you want this band to stick around beyond this is your shot to send them a message. So if DELUHISM X comes out on Spotify or Apple Music or even iTunes, download the fuck out of it, stream the fuck out of it. If there's a special PV that gets put out, play a bunch of watch the fuck out of it, share the hell out of it. Any post, any tweet about DELUHI that comes out from their official source, retweet it, get it out there, send a respectful but an enthusiastic response. In their comments, and be like, we love DELUHI, we can't believe you're back, we're really excited, we want to see a world tour, DELUHI world tour, please. Like anything like that, like make your voice heard. Social media is a megaphone, and if you use that megaphone and you shout into it really loud, people in this industry will listen to you now. It's been a few years. We've had people from promotion agencies like V-Star and Fake Star have worked with from the smaller bands like Rides and Rebellion to the bigger bands like Fake Star just brought Miyavi to Atlanta, and the resounding trend is that people are listening, people are paying attention, and when there's a lot of rabid fan reaction from inside of the Visual Kei community, which we've seen happen, they will listen, they pay attention, they notice that. They're a fan of the fact that you're a fan. So if there's not a DELUHI major fan group, major fan community out there, get in contact with each other. Get in contact with me, with VKH. You can join our Discord. We got a DELUHI channel in there. If you just go into Discord, top right search bar, type in DELUHI. You can type in there and just be like, hey, I'm a DELUHI fan looking for other DELUHI fans, really excited about this. And then when there's enough of you guys, just use the hell out of that channel, and you can plan your own, you can launch your own Discord server. You can reach out to some of the Six Guns that are in there. There's a Six Guns Discord server that we're pretty friendly with. There's some viewers, some of the members in there are viewers of this show. They've gotten very good at mobilizing support for the Gazette and gaining interest in the Gazette. Those guys are in part responsible, I would say, for the Gazette getting into the top 25. For the Gazette's last album getting into the top 25 of the US iTunes when it came out this summer. It's possible, and management pays attention to that, and bands pay attention to that. So I'm sure the Japanese fans are going to go crazy, for DELUHI. I'm sure they're going to sell immediately. I'm sure they're going to see they've got a lot of love. But if you can show your international support in this day and age, I think it sends an even stronger message than ever. I know for a fact, I think Far East Design is on Spotify and Apple Music, if I'm not mistaken, or at least iTunes. So there's a good chance that this might end up there. There's a good chance if they just get enough of a big response on social media, you can ask them to put the album up, when you leave comments. The main thing is you just really need to make noise and let them know that you're excited. It's okay to be a fan, a DELUHI fan right now. It's actually really, really important that you just let your fan self out and just respectfully or whatever, don't I'm not condoning any fangirl comments or anything like that. But I mean, if you're passionate about their music, now's the time to shout that from the mountaintops, man. So, I think it's a great opportunity. I'm one of the co-owners of VKH, and we take, we have a strong priority on growing the industry. One aspect of growing the industry is encouraging quality bands, promoting quality bands to people. I think it's beyond doubt that DELUHI was a quality band and could still be a quality band. I put them up there with like bands like Versailles and Vivid, that it's a damn shame that for whatever reason they disbanded, or went on indefinite hiatus or lost traction or anything like that. I think in the advent of like the heavy K, we're kind of rolling out of this like phase where like heavy metal and hard rock is like super common and like the norm now in Visual K. I think they do great. So we're happy to support you as well. But I just really wanted to blast that out to you, get that across to you guys, that if you're a Deli fan and you're watching this and you're psyched about this, and I know what you're thinking in the back of your head, which is that, is it really for only one day? I don't know. Let's see. Is it only for one day? Let's see how loud we can, get the message out there that, this was a great band. This band had a ton of fans. The fans loved their music. Their music was objectively good. And, let's let them know. So yeah, that's my general thing. That's my general speech that I've speaked. Let me pull up. I'm going to show you, if you want to get more of a vibe for what I'm talking about, so you don't have to hear it from just me, because I'm just repeating things that have been told to me on this show. I'm going to try and clip some of this stuff. Because really this applies to all fans of all Visual K bands, that if you mobilize and you get into it, and you let them be heard. Was it this one? Let's see. Oh my god, I was so fat back in the day. Yeah, if you let them be heard, if you let your voice be heard, you will be heard. You can influence. It is current year. It is the internet age. So this is Rubav. Rubav is from Fake Star Promotions. Like I said, their most recent caper, massive wild success was Anime Weekend Atlanta. They basically ran that con. Ask anyone in our chat, but she's been on multiple times. She will be on in the future, I'm sure. But this is a live stream we did back in April. It's on our channel here. You can look it up. It's called How to Support Your Favorite Bands and Bring Them to Your Area. She gives a lot of great tips about like things that I just described. And we have similar ones. Anything that has Rhubarb or Lori from V-Star in it. Let me see if I can pull up the other one, because it was a while ago. Another one. This one's a bit older. It's a bit lower quality. This was back when we were starting out. But this is one of the first streams we did. This was on my birthday, actually. I think it looks like. So this was VKH Live Industry Edition. This is where we had Rubav from Fake Star, Laura from J-Rock Vault, and Lori from V-Star Promotion, just kind of shooting the shit. But this would be the main one that I would definitely direct you to. Another one that I wanted to, I can, if the Wrench Winches wouldn't mind kind of spamming this in the chat a little bit, maybe I can, if you can look them up yourselves. Otherwise, I can do it myself in a second. The other one that I think would be really good it's a little long. I think any Visual K fan would enjoy this though, is we had a live stream with Shola Aurora, and it was called How to Be an International Visual K Artist with Shola Aurora. There are some choice moments in there that I am going to clip out. Where he does talk about look how long my hair was and how fat my face was. Where we talked about he gave a lot of tips on people that are like international fans and want to like become an international Visual K artist in some way. But he talked a lot about what needs to happen in the Visual K industry in order for more bands to come over here in the States. But I would definitely recommend starting with this one right here with me, Winona, and Rubab, how to support your favorite bands and bring them to your area. We also have a playlist on our channel that's just all of the VKH live stuff. All of these are informative. We do this for entertainment, but like, you know, a lot of it is meant to be informative or fill in the gaps. Maybe you missed something. Maybe you want to check something out. And we do fun stuff like listening parties where we're all kind of giving our opinions on things like that, or taking fan polls of like, you know, having fans ranking releases and things like that. But there's a lot of stuff that we've done that relates to international Visual Kei fans and, you know, influencing the Visual Kei industry. So, well, Delta sassed me, but at least she put it in the chat. So, Wrench Winch, duty's accomplished. Okay, yeah. So, what do you guys thinking about this? What do you guys think? I don't know anything, but I'm gonna tell you a thing. Shut up. Let me be fake humble. I'm downplaying it. I'm not. Yeah. I'm just fine. I know. I'm a knowledgeable person, and that's why I'm telling you these things. I'm not necessarily directly parroting, but everything that I know I got from, you know, industry, you know, people coming on this show and talking about stuff. So yes, I am actually very confident when I say this. You know, I'm just trying to. It's really easy to look like a know-it-all asshole on the internet, so I'm just trying to avoid that. I don't know anything, but I'm gonna tell you a thing. We're getting a lot just from this stream. What the fuck? Oh, well, thank you. We need to support this event and album. Here in my home, I bought DELUHI's first album. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, all right, great. Awesome. So proud. It says Kimiko. Shout out to Kimiko in the chat. Glad you made it. Hope you're still holding down the fort up in the hurricane zone. You know, fellow hurricane land denizen over here. So shout out to that. Need a swig of Monster. I just like totally butchered like that reading that. So definitely adding the best album to the collection. Yes, Queen. I love DELUHI and love Durham Gray. I'm waiting for a new tour in the USA with the Insulated World songs. Yeah, that's gonna be a trip, man. It's gonna be woke. You know, it's gonna be wild. But I would go to that just because I want to see like what they do with their visual set for that, because the live visuals Durham Gray did are for Arc A's live performances that I saw on their DVDs. Like, woof. Woo, like, yeah. All right. Anyhow, with all that out of the way, I don't want this one to go on for too long, but I think we've been. I think we covered some good ground in a decent amount of time, hopefully. But I wanted to go in a little bit, maybe just talk about a couple songs I like by them. Just as an example, for anyone who hasn't checked out DELUHI. And then we'll probably cut it out in 5 minutes, or cut it off in 5 minutes or so. I'm working on, I may or may not be doing an after hours stream. I'm going to be going out, kind of working late tonight, getting ready to go out of town. And then I'm going to be working on my computer. So if where I'm going to go work on my computer isn't too loud, I may just do like an impromptu after hours stream from there. and talk to you guys about everybody's favorite spooky Visual Kei Halloween music. Otherwise, I'll do it another night. So stay posted for that. But yeah, favorite DELUHI track. So I would say the iconic one for me is Frontier, just because it's a little bit more traditional metalcore than like their their jazziest songs, their most successful or their most iconic songs. They had kind of made it, I think, at this point, and it was them kind of like sticking to a more traditional metalcore sound in spite of that. I don't know. I kind of got to this one a little bit late. So, but long story short, it's a great song, really iconic PV, as you can see. Gonna not dwell on it for too long, just for copyright reasons, but I would recommend checking this one out. Main reason I like is the beastly Leda guitar solo in it. I'm a real sucker for Leda's guitar solos. So let's see if we go to music. So The Farthest is a bit of more of a ballad. It's very popular from what I understand. Feel free to let me know about your guys' favorite DELUHI songs. Departure, like I said, is my other favorite. This is possibly one of the more OG party house songs. As you can see, they're all chilling and partying in here, except it's just set to like a more party vibe, but like the actual music is built on Leda's crazy guitar work. As you could probably see from like here, maybe, lots of shredding. Yeah, there you go. In spite of the fact that it was a more, upbeat kind of farewell tune. Revolver Blast is a bit of an iconic one. It looks like they have small previews on their official channel. We don't really condone unofficial uploads, so I would definitely check out their music on iTunes if it is available on iTunes. Otherwise, hit up CD Japan. They should have some old DELUHI stuff. I'll just look that up real quick for you guys. I just had the thought maybe I can like double check and see if it's on there. Yes, it is. All right, we got lots of DELUHI stuff on iTunes. Or some. Yes. Yeah, we got. Yeah, we have the. Well, what's important is we have the Igda Live song or album on there. That is where this is from. That is where a lot of these songs are from, or a fair amount of these songs are from on this new album. So let's see. Yeah, I have quite a few on here. Some EPs, some singles. Yeah, so there's some stuff you can buy on iTunes. There's your convenience buy. So yeah. Let me check chat one more time, but that is all, folks. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked this, definitely subscribe, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. We have all our links in the description. And everybody else that is a regular, thank you very much. I'll see you in the Discord. Feel free to give me your feedback, by the way. I'm going to start checking Discord more after streams. You guys probably picked this up already, but I do hang out in the Discord after streams and stuff. So I'm leaving that as an unofficial tradition. Hopefully I can just turn that into an official thing that I just do, is I'm just there in the We have the VKH Live off-air hangouts and chat, and then we have the Backstage After Hours channel, which is what I put up on stage, or it's called Backstage Pass After Hours. It is what I put up on stage, on screen for our After Hours streams, which are secret. Not really anymore. I put one in an article. Did you guys see that? I put one of our After Hours streams in an article. They're going to find all our crazy shenanigans now, as I put one in an article for last week's. After Hours stream, aka we just sassed the fuck out of Jeff for over an hour. No, I want to get. I might do a. Well, I'll talk about it on the After Hours stream, but I do need to get your input, your guys' input on stuff in between the sass if you want. And Jeff rants about everything. He's a very ranty boy. Revenge of the Tin Can. Okay, you guys fucking got me on that, on the Halloween shit. Okay, cool. In DELUHI V-style interview, Jerry and Suk play and make sounds like Terry Bogard from Burn Knuckle in the last minutes of the interview. You can check that. It's funny. Okay, yeah, I will definitely check that out. Anime Jellian Ikari, thank you very much. So yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and peace out. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Again, check out our links in the description if you like this stuff. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more, etc., etc., etc. We'll see you next week, next Saturday, but really low key. You're going to be seeing me a lot sooner. I got to finalize some stuff, but we got so many streams planned for the back half of this month, man. Oh man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Every day is Halloween in Visual K Land, man. So I'm gonna go start plotting out a lot of that stuff, and make sure we get the back half of this October as lit as absolutely possible, leading up to Halloween. And yeah, so with that, peace out. Bye.